Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss about behavioral finance. There are many topics inside behavioral finance, and some of the key topics which I have brought for you is about cognitive biases. Now there are 10 primary uh, recognized cognitive biases which leads to investment mistakes. So for anybody who wants to grow economically and financially, they should definitely do investment. And these 10 cognitive biases are the ones which hamper, the investment decisions. And hence we will try to look into it. So what are cognitive biases? So cognitive biases are basically some, some hardwiring in our mind where we take some shortcuts, we do oversimplification, we become overconfident, and then everything this all together impacts our decision making process. So if we understand our cognitive biases, we can not only take better decisions, but we can also lower the risk, and we will improve the returns which we get from our investment. And hence it is the prudent strategy to know about these biases before starting any investment journey. So this video is from a perspective of beginners who are trying to take on the financial journey, and this is a psychology has to be set in place. The investor's mindset should be set in place to make a foundation before they start the financial journey towards financial freedom, or to make it big when it comes to returns from investment. So first one is the overconfidence bias. So what it means is that this is a tendency, basically a tendency which holds a false and misleading assessment of our skills. So what happens is, somebody would have a overconfidence that no, they are better in something, in certain skill or certain art, whereas they are actually not up to their own expectation, and that's what creates a bias. So in during financial journeys, we should be cognizant of this fact that how much we know about the investment itself which we are trying to undertake, and do we really know based on the fact, or is it our opinion? We have to differentiate between the facts and the opinion, or the prejudices which we carry along to make a accurate decision on the investment. So that is basically this overconfidence bias, what it means. I will move on to the next one, which is self-serving bias. Now, this self-serving bias is also a tendency in a behavioral finance, and it is attributed to outcomes of a skill and bad outcomes to luck. So what we do is, when something goes fine, we say that we have taken the decision. It's about me who have taken the decision, and if when something goes wrong, then what we say is it is not our fault. It is somebody else's fault, or it is sheer luck. It's a bad luck, or it is something like that, and we try to put that onus on somebody else other than us, and that's what creates the self-serving bias. So in the financial investment decisions, when you evaluate investment, it might go wrong if you have not done the, if you have not managed the risk well, and hence, when it goes wrong, we try to put it on somebody else. Whereas the fault could be that we didn't do the proper due diligence, we didn't manage the risk properly, and things like that. So this is what is called the self-serving bias. Hindsight bias is another one. So here what happens is, basically here, uh, we mistakenly assume that we have a special insight or a talent to predict something, some outcome. Now, as an example, when a stock market fall of 2008 happened, no one was sure at that point of time if any of you had an experience around the same time, but that event has occurred, and the same set of analysts who were giving buy calls during that time, after the incident has happened, they started saying, most of them, that they had a hunch around the markets will come down due to overvaluation, and this is what happens. You just before the event happens, you are confident on certain things, and then when it doesn't work, you twist around and then you say that you knew it. So basically, this is the hindsight bias. So we should be careful around these biases which we hold. Moving along to the fourth one, this is the confirmation bias. So this confirmation bias is also a tendency for people who pay close attention to information that confirms their belief, and they ignore the information that contradicts it. So I will seek out the information which is like, which comforts me, which confirms my comforts my investment rationale, which comforts my decision taking, and I will not go to dig do that kind of information which is contradicting it. So I will try to take a comfort in such advisors or such sources of information which supports my logic or the theory, and that is what the problem is. So investor has to, so as you see in in the pictures also, you can see that how the perspective changes. So this is basically the confirmation bias which also affects investing decisions. Moving on to the fifth one is the narrative fallacy. So here what happens is, it is mostly like something like a storytelling. So we, instead of objectively accessing the information, we fall to a narrative fallacy, which is like, something like a storytelling by somebody else. So for an example, if the stockbrokers, they what they do is they will use this concept time and again. They will try to convince clients to invest in a particular stock by telling a great story about the company. So you have seen this in the real time as well, right? For example, when a company is going up, even the stock price of a company is going up, it goes up because there is a lot of good buzz around the Wall Street, around the Dalal Street, and all the news is around that, media is around that. They have a good plan to increase their revenues, their top lines and bottom lines, and hence people get uh, fascinated around the same story, and they try to buy into that, and hence everyone tries to buy the same stock, and which increases stock price, and that's what happens. So this is something which has to be cognizant, and the investor has to be cognizant of these fallacies, because when you take a decision, it should not be based on your biases. It should be conclusive of facts which are there with you, and you need to have the ability to manage the risk. How much appetite you have for the risk, and how you are going to manage it, which I will cover in some other video. But these are the five narrative. These are the five fallacies which I want to talk about. There are another five which I will complete in the next video, next clip. And so you can always post your comments if you have any queries around these five. My intention for doing this video was to spread the awareness around the investors, as behavioral finance is not talked about subject. Neither it is taught in schools, neither it is taught in colleges or universities. And these are the foundations around which you can make a solid investment journey. It is very important to know around these concepts. With this, I will end this video. Please subscribe to my channel, so that in case the new topics comes around, as and when I create the videos, you will be able to know and benefit from that. Thanks.